Welcome back to HDtv, brought to you by the Southern Nevada Health District. Time for some trash talk with the district's Stephanie Bethel. Stephanie?
Thanks, Brian. Trash talk is right. We're talking about illegal dumping in our desert. Construction cleanup and the people who dump building materials were the major offenders during Southern Nevada's construction boom. So, in today's recession, illegal dumping should be lessening, right? Wrong. The foreclosure crisis, evictions, and an exodus of residents have just changed the players who are responsible for illegal dumping in our desert. The Health District's Solid Waste Management Program, part of our Environmental Health Division, locates violators and assesses fines that range from $500 to $5,000 or more per violation. And since our inspectors can't be everywhere, there is a reward program in place for members of the public who provide information that leads to a citation.
We average about 1,800 complaints a year. Since the first of the year, we've been averaging about 6 calls a day. If somebody calls in a complaint, an individual calls in a complaint, they see an illegal dumping event. What we would ask in the process of doing the investigation and the follow-up is we'd ask them to complete a witness statement and sign off to say what it is they saw. Ask them for if there was some identification on the vehicle, company name, or a license plate usually works the best. Then we would take it forward to our hearing officer. We'd issue a notice of violation and take them before the individual or company, before our hearing officer, and at that time we would ask the witness to come in and testify. Once the case has been heard, if there was an administrative penalty assessed against that individual, the person that came in and testified as the witness would be eligible for a $100 reward.
In 2009, penalties assessed for illegal dumping totaled $424,000. However, just 18 of the 60 rewards were paid out. Why? Because under statute, the district can only pay those rewards when the entire assessed fine has been paid by violators, many of whom had to arrange payment plans. This means that the reward is delayed, which doesn't make the current system very attractive. But there are at least 2 viable solutions on the table. The Health District Board recently doubled the current $100 reward, but this requires a change in regulations, so implementation will take a while. The second comes from one of Southern Nevada's largest corporations, the Howard Hughes Corporation.
We're developing a master plan community here, and it takes decades to do that. So we have a staked interest in how this community lives and looks. So when we hear about desert dumping, especially on the outer edges of our community, it affects us a lot. This is a 3-part program. First of all, we are organizing large desert cleanups. We had one in the south end of Summerlin last fall. We're going to do one in Summerlin West in the upcoming springtime. And we're planning on having those maybe a couple of times every year. The idea is we get the desert cleaned up first. Now we also are instituting a program called Desert Stewardship. And what that's about is increasing the reward money that the Health District gives out when people successfully report dumpers. Right now it's $100, and you don't get the money until after the fine is paid. We want to see that upped to maybe as much as $200, and we would match that $200 if the dumping occurred on Summerlin land. You got to think that if somebody is making $200 or $300 or $400 a pop, they're more likely to get out there and really watch for those dumpers. You don't need a picture, you don't need video, but both of those help. But you do need time of day and a license plate number. And we think that if we get an army of people out there to do this, we'll put an end to the dumping.
If the Howard Hughes Corporation's plan proceeds, matching funds for rewards could be paid out much sooner than those offered by the Health District. All complaints still have to be filed through the Health District's Solid Waste Management Program. Members of the public can call 759-0600, and complaint forms are also available on our website, snhd.info. The Health District and the Howard Hughes Corporation need your help to curb illegal desert dumping. But it is important to remember that you do not put yourself in harm's way by accosting or approaching anyone engaged in illegal dumping. For your own protection, just note the location, the date, a vehicle description, and license plate number, and call it into the complaint line. The Health District will take it from there. The third part of the Howard Hughes Corporation's plan is to lead by example for home builders, landowners, and Southern Nevada corporations to work in partnership with the Health District to keep our desert free of illegal dumping.
Desert dumping is not just a problem in Summerlin or in other peripheral communities around the edge of the valley. Desert dumping, I think anybody really knows this who drives in town, any open space in our city can become a desert dumping area. So this is really a message for everybody. It's not for any one single community or one single neighborhood. We need to get a handle on desert dumping everywhere across the Las Vegas Valley, and that's what we're trying to do here. At least it might be a start.
A good start indeed. This is another example of how the Health District serves our community through strong partnerships. Once again, to report desert dumping, call the Health District Solid Waste Complaint Line 759-0600. And remember, complaint forms are also available on our website, snhd.info.